thank you so much for being here on Spark TV. It's an absolute honor to get to chat to you.
Thank you for having me on. I'm so excited to do this. I've watched a few, seen a few, listened to a few, so it's really cool.
Yeah, I love it. Well, our intention is for people listening in to be a fly on the wall with two female founders, just telling it like it is. So super stoked to share your experience in business. So why don't we start there? Now, you have two businesses because you're clearly crazy. So I can't wait
Extremely,
to hear about them.
yes.
So you've got social
extremely crazy
safe Bandz, which is so cool. Yes. Why don't we start by telling people what both of those businesses are and then how you got here? Like, what's your past experience that led you to launching two businesses?
Because there is crazy there. Yes, agree. So basically, Social Dot is a digital business card alternative. So we can say goodbye to paper business cards, and it gives you the ability, I know, love it, gives you the ability to have somebody tap their phone to your Social Dot product, whether that be a dot, a physical plastic business card, or an Apple Watch band, or whatever it might be, and they can actually receive all of your contact info, your socials, and any other custom links that you load onto that. So that in itself is a one side of the business, Social Dot, and then the other side, Safe Bandz, is a wearable wristband for kids and adults alike that can store contact information and any important or medical information about the wearer, so that in the event if they become lost or something is to happen, the parents or the guardians can be called directly, and the person there, once scanning the bands, notified of anything necessary that they might need to know about the wearer.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So it kind of, they've grown and evolved, and pre-COVID, I was actually teaching yoga. That was
oh my gosh, wow.
All around North Queensland. So that was kind of, we went into lockdown. I had a crazy idea. I hated using business cards in my yoga business, and decided that when COVID went away and I went back to yoga, that I was going to need to fix that. And haven't gone back to yoga. So Social Dot was kind of born out of sheer frustration and just needing something for myself, and then found a lot of other business owners needed that too. And in growing that business and building it, I'm very lucky my husband is the tech side. He's done a lot of the building at the back end. We realized, and I've always had this dream of Safe Bandz in sort of some way. I didn't know what it quite looked like. I think having 4 kiddos, all of which who have liked to have done a runner on me at one point in time, I knew I needed something with that. So we were actually able to sort of recycle some of the back end build of Social Dot and build out the secondary business of Safe Bandz. And yes, they're two very different things, but I am very passionate about both of them. And it's really cool that I get to wear two different hats on a daily basis, just as well as general mum life and, you know, everything like that. So it's fun.
So cool. And obviously, so when you were a yoga teacher, I assume you were kind of running your own business at that point, or, and was there a career or a, you know, something before yoga, or how did that kind of, how did you get into yoga teaching? I secretly want to be a yoga teacher, so I'm super keen.
Oh yeah, cool. So I guess I left school. I did a floristry apprenticeship, of all things.
Amazing. I love this zigzag that's happening here.
Yeah. And then, you know, I started having children, and after I had one, I started working in banking. I worked in banking for a very, very long time, probably nearly 15 years or so, and did a diploma of financial planning and all that sort of stuff. Not really what I was loving, but I lived in a small town. There wasn't very many jobs that you could work Monday to Friday, have weekends off with kids and that sort of thing. So banking was a really easy option. And then once I'd done that, we'd moved a few times to my husband's work. He works at the bank on his normal 9 to 5. And we ended up moving to Townsville, and I'd had my 4th baby. Decided that my mental load was just huge. I was really struggling with postnatal depression and lots of horrible stuff, and I kind of just needed to do something for myself. I'd been wearing the mum hat for nearly 13 years at that point, and I have always been really interested in yoga. Yoga's kind of flowed in and out of my life over the years, and I'd always come back to my own personal practice. So I took the leap of going down the teacher training route, and then had my own little business. I ran little workshops around the place, linked into a beautiful community of yoga teachers here in Townsville in North Queensland, and managed to get in on some teacher trainings and different things like that as well. So yeah, yoga was a really nice kind of turning point in my life that I really needed, and created a beautiful community up here for me to have mates and things as well. So it's good.
That is so amazing. I love yoga because I feel like it tricks you into working out. It's like, it's just, we're so zen here. We're so relaxed. And then, oh my God, I can't move.
Bam. The next 3 days you can't walk straight. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's so good. I love it. And that's awesome because such an interesting background, right? Like,
very different
experiences. So cool. So how did you go from, I'm thinking like mindset more than anything, like going from being a yoga teacher to essentially, this online business that's like, you've got hardware there, you've got technology, like it's a super innovative product. How did you make that leap?
So again, super lucky. My husband is very techy on that side, so I was very blessed. I'm not even going to lie. Like my tech understanding and knowledge in that space has grown immensely since then. But like originally, it was this idea of like, honey, I really need this thing. I wanted to like magically do this thing. Can you make it happen? And he's like, okay. So
I love that.
It's definitely grown a lot more since then. Yeah. I've got this problem, can you solve it for me? And so we work together now and everything, and I kind of look back on our first release and now, and I kind of have a bit of a giggle. I can't believe we went to the market and jumped in with that. But if you don't kind of run and have a go, you're never going to know. So I'm really proud of how far we've come, and now the industry that we service and everything like that, and the amazing connections we've made. It's really been very cool.
Yeah, it's it's you're always obviously very fortunate when you've got somebody close to you, or someone that or someone's in your network that can help fill some of those skills gap. But it's still like, as for you being the business owner, the one that's got to go out and market, got to plan, got to strategize, like, still quite a leap. So that's super impressive.
I think I'm very lucky. I kind of came in to TikTok when it was quite just sort of starting to explode through that height of COVID and everything like that. So the marketing side of me and the social media side, I kind of already knew. I've had businesses before and that sort of thing. So I knew roughly what I needed to do, but definitely that mindset of making the switch between like, everybody take a breath to, oh my God, I need to take a breath to figure out what on earth e-commerce is and how it all works was a huge switch and shift in mindset. So yeah, it's really cool to see how far we've come, and I love doing little things like this because it makes me think back about how everything has changed, and sorry, you can hear all the cockatoos flying past probably.
Right.
Windows are wide open here in North Queensland because it is hot.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But yeah, so doing these little sort of things like that, it's really lovely to kind of reflect back and see how far we've come.
I love it. So you mentioned TikTok and e-commerce. So obviously having to get your head around those things. So are you a TikTok star?
I love it. Love a good TikTok. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. So we're really lucky. We've got a beautiful manager at TikTok that looks after us. Both the Safe Bandz and the Social Dot channels are verified, and we're probably over around 25 million views together on our channels. Yeah. So it has created and opened the market globally for us. I knew when Social Dot hit TikTok, within 2 weeks, we actually had to open global shipping. We were only looking at servicing Australia and New Zealand. And then we just had all these requests coming in from weird and wonderful locations around the globe of, we need this product. So we really had to jump and figure that out really quickly. When Safe Bandz was in that stage, I think about 2 weeks before we launched, I jumped on TikTok, started telling our story. and build an email list right before launch. And then we were able to kind of hit that launch weekend full pelt running and smashed our opening weekend goals, all from TikTok, organic marketing, just nothing. Yeah, just it blows my mind to think of what that app has done and how it's changed our business, because that's where our community is, that's where our, our comes from, all these people from everywhere around the world, and it's been able to get our products into hands of people that wouldn't even know who we are, who I am, what my business does. So it's a really cool app. I've got nothing but amazing things to say about TikTok, and I think if you're a business owner, everyone needs to be on the app. It's really cool.
That is so cool. I love you. And I hope you don't mind me exploring this TikTok angle for a second.
No, shoot, yeah.
But we get so many people like going, I don't want to dance to silly songs. Is it more than
that?
Do
I look like a dancer? No.
Well, I mean, you could be. But
no.
So what do you do? Like, what's your approach to TikTok?
Yeah. So I mean, obviously, I think everyone that kind of has had that, I guess, exposure to social media kind of understands that there is pillars in creating content. Mm-hmm. And, you need your content to be educational, you need to be entertaining, you need all these sorts of things. That's great. How the hell do you do that? So for me, I find storytelling works really well. Using visuals from, for example, with safe bands, outings with my kids, with the kids wearing the bands, and I'm explaining why they're wearing the bands, why do they need to wear the bands, all those sorts of things. Demonstrating how my social.product works. Literally a video of me tapping a product and having my display pop up on my phone. It's as simple as that. There is no singing or dancing. I'm not gonna lie, I have lip sync.
Great news for everyone.
That's not my thing. I've tried it a couple times on my own personal TikTok page, but I mean, I'm just not a dancer. It's not in my repertoire. I'm very good at other things, not at that. And I already embarrass my children enough as it is having a TikTok channel. So dancing mother on TikTok would be even worse.
No, that is awesome. Do you think that there's room for people who are just getting started on TikTok? Do you think we've missed the bandwagon, or what's your vibe?
No. Yeah, everyone, please go out, open your account, get on there, start scrolling, start seeing what it's all about. Yes, there's trends. Yes, it's going to feel very awkward at first, looking and going to be thinking, what the hell are these people doing on there? But you'll find that the way that Instagram and Facebook are moving now, they're moving more to Reels anyway. Majority of the Reels are just repurposed TikTok content. So by being on that TikTok app, you're just kind of removing that middleman out of the Facebook and Instagram side of things. So yes, there's room for everyone on there. Yes, there's room for people just starting. Yes, there is room to share and spread your message. And it can be done. You see it now. Accounts blow up that have started a week ago. Accounts blow up that have started 12 months ago, that they finally decide that, okay, I am going to give this TikTok thing a go. I am going to post, once a day and give it a crack and see what happens. So yeah, there's definitely, you don't need to be scared by it. You don't need to think that you've missed the boat, nothing like that. You just need to get on, start scrolling, take in the content, absorb it, and then have a crack.
Oh, that is so cool. I love that so much. I have a TikTok account for Spark, but I think I've posted one thing on it. So I'm like, okay, now I'm motivated. I'm making this happen.
Yes, good. Yes. And I can't thank TikTok enough. It has changed the way that our businesses, A, have been firstly established, and B, the exponential growth that is available is ridiculous. And then in saying that, we have a really supportive TikTok Australia community. So by, having your own business manager and everything like that, the guys in at TikTok Australia do an awesome job. And it's not like, when you have those problems with Facebook or Instagram, or your account, gets banned or whatever, there's actually people at TikTok that you can email and and you can say, hey, so-and-so, this has just happened. Can you give me a hand? And it's like, oh yeah, sure, no worries. Whereas like
Oh
you
my
can sit on
God.
hold with Facebook and Instagram. I know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You sit on hold with Facebook and Instagram for hours. So I really feel like it's not just this great app, it's also all the people behind it that you have to be thankful for as well, because they're doing a great job as well.
Yeah, that is so cool. I mean, I must admit, I see every day someone post online, does anyone have a contact at Facebook or Instagram? My account's been banned, or my ads aren't running, or something's happening, and they're just getting automated messages replying like no one's read their customer service request message, and they're just dying, and it's affecting their business sales. So it sounds like So it sounds like this has all been like absolutely smooth sailing. Business is amazing. Or have there been any challenges along the way?
There has been. And I think it's probably been more for me on a personal level. Going from being out in the public and having students that I see every week and everything like that with the yoga business, to being locked in an office, working on my own. Obviously, my mental health was really struggling. My health was struggling. I actually ended up having weight loss surgery nearly 12 months ago, and I've since lost 45 kilos. So I really needed to, so I really needed to, I ballooned out with the stress of it all, and it was just, weight's always been a huge issue of mine, kind of yo-yoing up backwards and forwards, but now I feel like I'm really on top of that as well, and it's just changed everything, you know, mentally and physically and everything. So it's really cool to be in a completely different space now, but it's also really interesting because I'm coming from a period where I kind of took the foot off the gas. Yes, the TikToks were still going out there organically and sales and things were still happening, which was awesome, but the content making kind of slowed down. So I'm kind of coming back. It feels like I've had a baby, and I know the gist of what's going on, but it's kind of like there's been water cooler conversations that I've missed out on, that I've kind of got to learn again what's happening and jump back in. So I can fully appreciate the fact of taking some time off for self and reflecting and getting myself in a better place to be able to run the businesses, and also like to be a better mother, a better partner and wife and all that sort of thing as well. So it's behind the scenes has been very challenging personally. In front of the scenes with the businesses, it's actually been pretty freaking amazing, really. It's been pretty cool.
I mean, I'm so grateful that you shared that honesty, because I think it's, you know, I'm just sitting here fangirling about your success on TikTok. So it's so easy for like people who are on the outside looking in, just go, oh, everything must be amazing. This is awesome. And, you know, as business owners, we're kind of the make or break for our business, especially, you know, in the early days where we've got small teams. Like, actually looking after your physical health and mental health is so critical for the longevity of any kind of business. So I'm absolutely, I'm really impressed that you've actually taken steps to make sure you're okay.
And I think too, now it's funny, it's kind of like, you know, whether it's the universe kind of knocking on my door and going, here's all these great opportunities now, here I come, you're really ready. It's so kind of like, okay, cool. I feel like I've hit a really great step, or a stride in my step that it's matching with what the outside looking inside kind of portion now is matched. So it's cool.
That is absolutely fantastic. So what advice then, just kind of like diving deeper into that a little bit. So I know as a business owner, I would be very surprised if anybody listening to this isn't having some kind of bad day at some point this week. But, you know, I'm just wondering if there's any kind of, you know, red flags or things we should be looking out for in ourselves if we might be struggling a little bit. Anything that you can kind of say, you know, if you're feeling like this or doing this, or any kind of advice to kind of make sure we are actually looking after ourselves.
I think for me, it kind of got to a point where I would just kind of shift through a task and ponder on it way too long before actually achieving anything or doing anything. And that just started to really snowball in my daily life. So then by the end of the day, you kind of get to that point, and we all know what it's like. It's like, oh my God, I really need a wine. I've gotten rid of the wine. So
yes.
the wine hasn't been around.
I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of, for me, it was that realizing of where my brain was swimming, and I kind of felt like I was drowning a little bit, and then I needed to be able to see the task clearly, and I couldn't. It was almost like putting on a dirty pair of glasses. You can't see through them really, really well. You can kind of see, you can make out what you need to make out, but you're never going to achieve and read the passage that you need to with full clarity. And so once my glasses were clean and I could kind of really absorb what I was, and comprehend what I was reading, then everything feels lighter, everything feels easier. The words roll off your tongue a lot easier. You can make everything happen with ease and grace, whereas before it was just struggle and hardship. So yeah, I think for me, noticing that the mental struggle was there, that came with the physical struggle, because coffee and sweet treats were my go-to. So therefore there comes the weight, and then it's like, oh my God, you look at yourself, you look back at the TikToks and you go, holy moly, that was me. So now being able to be in a healthy position where I can run, jump, have great outings with my kids as well, especially when filming content or anything like that, for the Safe Bandz side, at least with the kids, just brings a whole different feel to the business, as far as my vibe and energy and vibrance, I guess.
That's so cool. I love that. I feel like we do try and separate our personal lives and our business lives, but when you're the business owner, it's so hard to do that, right?
Yeah, it is. And I'm kind of I'm in a great position, really, because my kids are the models of my business.
Nice. Put them to work. I like it.
Yeah. Oh God, yes. Lay a girl. Woo.
I love it.
It's funny because I have a lot of anxieties and different things from a lot of mental health. So I actually do wear Safe Bandz as well, especially when flying and that sort of thing. So I'm able to use the product as well. But I'm in a great position in the fact that I get to enjoy my business with my kids. My kids are really hands-on in the business. Today in school holidays, they actually all got together. They decided they were going to earn some pocket money, and they folded, I think, probably about 400 or 500 boxes of Safe Bandz, because we've got a new shipment coming in soon. So they had to pack up the old ones and get them ready and packaged up. So they are really great in the sense that they are now getting a great understanding of what a business is like to run, how, profit and loss and all those sorts of things, and how you can interact with your customers. And then this great new social media out there that's able to open them up to around the world. And yeah, it's a pretty cool, I guess, lesson or life lesson, I guess, really, to be able to show your kids that, lots of adults say anything's possible, but how many adults are actually out there living that possibility as well? And I tell my kids that every day, but it's not until you physically demonstrate that they can see that it's able to be done in adulthood.
Yeah. And I just love that. So I recorded a podcast earlier today with someone who went to business school and then started a business and realized they didn't learn anything that they needed to know, and so, and I think I reflect on, I did a fashion degree, so don't use any of that, whatever I learned in high school, don't use any of that.
I'm sure you look great though. I'm sure your outfit's on point.
Yeah, exactly right. Something's got to help. Like even when I studied, social media didn't even exist back then. It's so, I love that, like, they actually get hands-on experience in something real. Like I feel like the best way to learn business is to run a business.
And I must admit, it was actually quite funny that we've gone down this route, because this morning the kids decided that we've got a passion fruit vine, and that they were going to pick all the passion fruits and open a stall out the front of our house. And they made a sign, they did everything. My son was out there, and I have never seen a better salesman, like spruiking to all the neighbors, like, hello, do you love passion fruit? I know I do. Come on over. And it was so funny. But they did a brilliant job. They made $8 and they had a ball. And
that is so good.
Yeah. But they were like, this passion fruit business, Mum, it's going to take off. And then they came to me this afternoon and they said, we need some chickens because I feel like we've got an egg business here out the back in the backyard. And I was like, oh, guys, I love the entrepreneurship. I think that's amazing. I'll talk to Dad.
That's right. And now we have a farm.
Yeah. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Oh, my God.
But yeah, I just seeing that they can create, again, a business is an equity out of nothing.
Yeah.
So seeing that they can be able to do that in their mindset as well, I think more power to them. I think it's really cool that they're thinking along those lines. So yeah, it's really awesome to see.
Yeah. Oh my God. I love it. I don't remember this, but my mum telling me I used to like make up fake raffle tickets in preschool and make people buy them. She's like, you've been in bloody sales since day one.
Your whole life. Yeah.
Oh,
I love it.
But I mean, it is super interesting, right? Like the way we get these different experiences, you know, people go to uni, people just dive in, like, you know, amazing that your kids can get that in sort of the family environment. So that's so awesome. So then my last question for you to wrap up our fabulous chat today. So lots of people dialing in might be struggling to take the leap into business. So is there any, you know, tip to getting started or thing that you wish you had have known before you started that you'd like to share with the Spark community?
I think the biggest thing for me is to solve a problem.
Yes.
And it might be your own problem, it might be your mum's problem, it might be your best friend's problem, it might be your husband's problem. Whatever it is, look into solving that problem, making it better for the person that needs it, because you can nearly guarantee there's going to be a community out there that is in the same boat. And once you've solved the problem, or even if you find a stock standard solution, how can you make that solution better? But once you've established that there is a solution there and that there is a market, then it's just really about putting yourself out there and taking that, you know, step to get yourself on TikTok, not just making one video, but making 2 and 3 and 4. And whatever the social media preference is, whether it be YouTube, whatever, but just putting yourself out there, sharing your story, solving the problem in each story that you're telling, so that people understand where you're coming from. You're coming from a place of service, and you're coming from a place of caring and nurturing, that, you know, you're here to help better their experience as well. So I think that's the biggest thing, is solving a problem, and then finding your tribe, finding the community that's going to help you as well, and that you can help them with your solution.
You are absolutely incredible, Mia. Thank you so much for taking the time to share your story and your insights with the Spark community. I'm so grateful. You're incredible.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me on. I like I said, I love making new connections and everything like that. I feel like I make new friends. So it's awesome. So thank you for having me on.
Amazing.